So I just got some good news that uh, we're gonna be getting a new something fixed for the internet. Um, Today is sometime in June, um, like within the first week. We started experiencing problems with the. We have a AT&T, so I'm just filming this to let everybody know that my internet will be up to speed soon. Um, I don't think it's gonna rain today. It's summer, so it shouldn't rain. Um, it's a good day. It's the summer. Um, Everybody can't wait to get in the pool, and um, there's the pool. There's the stuff for the kids. Um, there's a deep end, so that's the shallow end. Usually, I'm more of the shallow person. I'm the shallow type, so I stay there and I leave everybody alone. And there's a deep end. I go there too. There's the rest of the yard, so I sit down also. You can hear the birds chirping again. Um, that's not so bad. And there's bird food for the canaries. Um, I was just wondering what my glasses were like. If they can see really close. My focus is pretty much all there, so I can see. Um, the only problem was the wireless giving us a hard time trying to connect every like almost every 10 minutes, almost every hour. It's been happening quite frequently, so my stepdad thought that he would call the AT&T company and they would bring us a new system. Um, we just got to hook that up, and it's coming today. So we're still in June. The grass is really green. It's sort of dismal out. Um, there's me. There's the house again that Chinese people live. I live around Chinese people or Asian, Japanese from overseas. Now we live next to each other. I don't know them personally. I don't know if they're dangerous and quiet. A lot of them have been known to be quiet and like not lethal, but just like uh, so sometimes quiet people can come across as dangerous. Um, so I would recommend to just be constructive, wear gloves, wear a mask. Um, though I wouldn't wear a mask in the bank. I did come across this test, like Tupac says that every day is a test. Of course, there was more lyrics to that part. There's like he says he rhymes it with the word yes. So like so first he says every day is a test, and then he says yes. And I don't know how the rest of the song goes, but you could probably sense greatness um, in his lyricism as one of the greatest rappers that still live today in people's hearts and in loving memory. Um, I don't go to funerals much. Some of my loved ones don't really. None of us really die. Uh, Not that I know of. Um, I'm just here in my backyard. Um, the internet is slow, so I can't play any video games. The only video game that I can play is the one that I have the disc copy of, Metal Gear Solid 5 and Kingdom Hearts 3. Those are children's games, but those are also shooting games, so it's kind of serious. So I figured that why would I go on a shooting spree when I could just watch a movie and other people talk about how um, they edited all that to make it look like they did it. And it's from the movie Dark Web. Um, there's a scene where the Sharon 4 or Sharon, I think it's Sharon 4. So that's 1V, the numeral number. He hacks into this group of friends' laptop that they weren't supposed to take, and they find out all about where they are and their whereabouts of their loved ones, and some of their family dies, and they obtain all their information, and there's apparently like all this Bitcoin money on the laptop, so they threaten to kill their loved ones if they don't send it back. And then in order to do that, though, they chop up in the editing section of the computer, like how to incarcerate the guy. So like there's all this like audios of like gunfire and reloading shotguns, and then all these things that this one guy said led up to his death. Like he was really into like he was really pro-American. He talked a lot about though he was a good person, because you could tell like of his personality, he was, and his haircut. He was like a funny guy. So that's why he died. Usually those guys die a lot in movies. I think writers and directors would agree with me on that, of who dies first in the film. There's of course racing movies like Fast and the Furious. So they changed the name from Furious to just a number. So here's the pool again. The reflection is the heaters and the plants and the clouds. And then above me is the weather. And the trees, I watered that tree earlier today. And there's the rest of the house. There's not going to be a party soon. Though I heard my stepdad say that somebody was going to throw a party this weekend. Though I'm not going to be there because I have to look after the children and the kids. I have to stay close to them and make sure they eat their chicken nuggets, and they drink lots of sodas for energy. I'm usually the uncle that gives the kids soda. Cause soda is good for the party. That way the kids can play, and the kids don't have to grow up in to become gang members or like people that hate themselves. You have to talk to them firsthand how it was like. You have to go through this stuff on purpose, like I did. I sacrificed myself for the greater good of my family, so I'm proud of that. I put myself in front of problems like that America faces, like loneliness and solitary confinement. This really big headache that I can withstand. You could just like look at my face, and you could come up close. See where my eyes direct? They kind of aim. It's kind of like pointing a gun at the sky, trying to. It's like have you ever seen a Marine turn on his or like a spec ops like turn on his infrared, and he playfully aims at the sun, and he says that he's gonna kill God. I'm sort of the I'm sort of like on that boat. Though if you were to face me in person, like you would come up with all these questions of like why I can't meet eye to eye. and then you would ask things like about sex and gender and um, like whether or not you're gay or straight. Um, you would say stuff like, "Oh, that's cool. Maybe we could hang out," and you would change the subject. But not knowing that this was all gang related, and I was wearing a chain the whole time. And I bought these glasses like at a not a Walmart, but at a Big Lots. So the people that hang out there died. The birds are gonna die soon. Um, you could just throw that in the trash. Um, I never had a girlfriend. I lost my virginity at age 18. Um, I had a lot of fun with women and in my teenage years. Um, I'm not planning on getting married soon. I'm just looking after the garden, the future of the party. Um, I don't know who we're gonna hire for a DJ. I figured I could do all that stuff myself. You just turn tables, and then people vomit on the dance floor, and everybody has to go to the restroom. Um, I don't mind when people talk their mouths off, or people really do a lot of explaining about like where they work and how it's not easy in the workplace. This whole C virus and the George Floyd situation. It's not easy. Coming from me, it doesn't mean much, but if you do know somebody that knew George Floyd and how wrong the whole thing was, I don't know. Leave a comment down below where you're from. What's your favorite food? What's your favorite restaurant? Um, do you have a family that's in the that serves in the military or drives an airplane just for fun? Because a lot of helicopters and airplanes they like to fly overhead of Buena Park. Um, then they go to parts of Los Angeles, and they just on their way to the heliports or the helipads, sort of like Christian Bale in the Dark Knight. I like the Dark Knight better than the Dark Knight Rises. The Dark Knight Rises had a Bane in it. He wasn't so tough. You could tell by the way he uses his energy. He's really exhausted, and then he broke Christian Bale's spine. Not the actor, the actor that played as Batman. Not Christian Bale. Bruce Wayne. In the film, he broke his spine. Um, you don't hear a big crack or anything um, because the spine is inside the body, so like it's not gonna be loud. Um, it's not as loud as the birds chirping out here. The TV's not on. Nobody's inside playing video games as of right now. Everybody should read. Um, um, I don't know. Maybe we could just wait this thing out. And there's a pool, and we could clean it. And there's plants we could water. And I don't know what you can do with clouds. I mean, if you have good ideas, you could draw. You could, if you have like, if you shop at Michael's, you could make a small house for birds. But you can't smoke. You can't drink alcohol. I know it kind of sounds lame, but no one really likes beer anyway. People like stuff like Grey Goose vodka and mojitos and and martinis and margaritas. Uh, it tastes better. It's a lot quicker. It's faster. It's better than beer because beer is more like suds and like soda. So if you could imagine drinking a lot of soda, that's pretty much what beer is like. So imagine drinking like a pint of those, and then no one's around. You're just by yourself, or like this Doctor Strange scene with Thor, where he gets a refill of beer. That's disgusting. It's just the two of them sitting there, and they're talking about the universe over beer, though. Um, um, I was thinking, I don't know, maybe a scene of them smoking together, smoking a cigarette, and explaining the universe. And I was gonna say Thorin, but of course there's Thor and there's the Hobbit. There's the Lord of the Rings with those characters like Thror and Thorin. That's not really what I'm talking about. I was talking about Thor, the god of lightning. And let me know what you think of the Marvel universe, or like which one do you think is better, the Marvel universe or the Lord of the Rings or the Hobbit, or do you like Back to the Future? Um, I'm here on the side of of the house. My shirt says that I'm periodically I'm sarcastic, and then it has like the list of um, carbons, cyanides, and CNs. The A's and the A is for I think it was it's not a spider. It's not A for arachnid. It's like it's more like archaic or arson. And there's the red in there. Those are I don't know. I think those are the elements. So like the A is still in there for arson or something like that. The CA. Of course, they're not talking about the state. They're talking about the compound CA. And there's the chairs, and everything is based on elements and the periodic table. The way I assembled stuff that are around the house. Um, it's just my responsibility. It's my duty. Um, though a lot of people would disagree with me that oops, almost ran into some weights here. They're really old, and the grass is fake. They're they're tens on a bar, and they're dumbbells. Those are 20s. Just a overhead view, a bird's eye view of the house that I live in. How much space I have. It's very limited when birds wake up this early and not eating. They're wasting their time uh, tripping to the sky and the sun and the heat and the moisture. There's a lot writing on this. Um, um, I don't know what's gonna come of it, but I sure hope that it's all for the greater good. There's a water cooler. There's my doghouse, my dog's doghouse. There's me again, and then if you look over here is a roof. Yep, yep. I'm not holding anything in my hands, so my hands are empty. Look at my hands. I'm just holding this selfie stick, so you can tell by the range. Like you could put it over a roof. and then it's me again. Um, there's a really old gate that we gotta fix. I like to walk around. The birds finally left. They were really annoying. There was no singing. Um, it was just a bunch of noise. But hopefully they get the hint. Um, that they're wasting their time. They might as well go to like the library or something and read a book. I don't know too many artists that would come up with a good piece of like birds eating together at a table, like a big table for them with bird seeds on the table. But that's a bit disrespectful. So we got this thing for them. A small fountain with a figure of frogs that are together. So that's their habitat. They don't deserve it, so they could just go away. Some of their family risk their lives jumping in the water. They take a deep nosedive. So they're in there. They're holding their breath. Um, Not in this pool, but out there in the wilderness, where there's whales and sharks. And my hair is disheveled. It's very sky blue out. And my nose is rather large. I got that from my father. He has large nose. Mine has a hook to it, so it's kind of cutesy, like romantic. It's better. Um, uh, I don't know. I don't think the girls like it, but it comes close. So you could imagine like the um, the texture of um, the lips when they I don't know when they kiss and stuff. I just brush my teeth most of the time, and then I shave, and I have dimples and a goatee, and then a square tattoo. So if you look close, that's a square. It's a shape, and then that's not makeup. That's just red in my face. And then my eyebrows are very stressed out. Um, they're not so furry. They're really thin. They're just kind of like broad, and then they arch when there's a problem, which is most of the time, because I see things inverted, so like I can see behind me, like over my shoulder. Though it's an expression by bullies. They uh they tell their friends to watch their back during lunchtime. I don't know, uh, over a sandwich. I have faced a bully before at school. I just got it out of the way. I headbutted him a few times, and he never touched me again. It didn't hurt. It hurt him more than it hurt me. We never talked about it. Um, so it's just best to leave it alone. Um, I sort of give the other team or the other side. I give them a sporting chance, and then attack. And then my strategies, they always work. There was no parent teacher conference over this. It's just a lesson had to be learned. I'm explaining this now at a much older age. I have a doctor, so like we talk about problems that I face on an everyday basis. Though I don't live in the past, uh, my life is too busy for that. Um, I'm not lazy, so even if I'm sitting down, if I'm laying down, I still stay busy. Um, I'm not sure if I want to have kids in the future. I definitely love kids. They're really fun to be around. Um, I like kids that have parents, and um, I'm just alone as of right now, and I work at a restaurant for Mexican food, and I make burritos for the customers, and I make sure there's a lot of cheese in it. A lot of ingredients like guacamole; those are classic Mexican food ingredients. Pico de gallo. Um, I like to stay busy in the restaurant, so um, I've never run into any like problems with customers with this whole behind the glass thing. Um, no one's really approaching me about it. Um, I don't know if they're keeping it a secret or like if they're thinking about uh, making a whole scandal about it. This whole behind the glass thing at the cash register. But it's pretty much the same thing as holding the selfie stick. So leave a comment if you what do you think about this whole behind the glass situation and a bird's way of life here in Buena Park if you live here, if you're around here. Or what's your favorite razor that you like to use when you shave? My favorite part to use the razor on is under the throat, under the chin, so like around here. That's the sweet spot, or that's my that's not my weakness. So like um I'm a tough opponent when it comes to like fighting and chokeholds. Um, I know my way around the physics of I know science, so like martial arts. I know all that. What weapons they use and the techniques of like elements like wind and fire. It's really basic. Um, I just cut straight to the point. I've proven it in at a young age at elementary school. I was in karate. Um, though I didn't quite make the cut, I was a little bit too rough. I was sort of too tough, almost. They don't really like gang-related people because they hit hard. They're really quiet, and then they're into my people, my folk. They strip snakes and víboras. Um, they strip them of their skin, so it's serious. So we don't live together. We know nothing of each other. We're just respectful, and we serve, and we protect like cops. Though I'm not a cop. There's my face again. Uh, the face that I being in jail for 3 months under fluorescent lighting. Um, um, I was in jail because I attacked a cop that approached me because I was partying too hard. Um, I guess I was sorry because I partied too hard and I wasn't being responsible. But that's just mostly because I was talking to my mom a lot. She make she makes me feel like very sentimental sometimes around um, when it comes to man to man. Um, the birds are here again. Um, I'm not quite sure if they're waiting to be fed, but we don't have any food. It ran out. They ate it all. So just give them a moment to think about it, and they'll pretty soon they'll go soaring, and then uh, they'll go back to whatever country they came from. They're not going to be in the United States for long. There's supposed to be an eagle around here somewhere, a bald eagle. Um, There's the rest of the houses again. There's a shower, and that's for the rain. And that's not the deep end, that's actually the shallow end. And there's the other house where the birds are at. Then the sun comes out, it hits my face. Though I don't really get the expression of the sun and the moon and the way it takes effect on a human. It's really based on noise and whistling. So though birds, they don't whistle, they chirp a lot. Though it doesn't mean a lot, it's just they chirp a lot. I wet that tree already. The birds are there. They're time's wasting. It's gonna rain. It's summer. The sun's gonna be out. It's gonna be very irritating. It's gonna be a really irritating Friday. So don't listen to music that'll get you your heart racing too much. Just listen to jazz and chill. That'll pretty much be all of Friday, and then wait for guests and just get that out of the way. Just walking around the grass, that's good. Just go for a walk, take a hike. I'm more of a hike person. I like cat walks. I'm more of a cat person. So like I bought cat food for dogs once. I figured that there's fish ingredients for dogs. They could have that too. I never seen a cat that ate the dog food. I thought that would be funny because cats have a very serious sense of humor. There's no lions or like tigers in the United States of America. They got them all caged. And then there's me here with the weights in the shade, just enjoying the scenery out here. The sun is hitting right around there, so you could see the yellow greens, and then over there you could see the yellow, more yellow, and then the calibrated dark greens. I put that all in my television, my HD television, so we could watch TV, mostly superhero movies. There's my face again. I can't do the Joker impression because I'm hungry. You can tell by my eyes that I keep my face clean, so you can't hit it. I don't bleed so well. If I do bleed through my nose, it sparks a very serious side of me, and then it's bad for all of us. Because there's no referee in real life. It'll just be me and the other male, or the one doing most of the chirping right now is the bird. So that's my profile, Wesley Perez. You could contact me, and I have a Gmail, so you could do some typing. You could sit down and play Nintendo Switch. If it's not docked, you could take that off the docking station. There's my chain again. It's not that long. It's like it's down to my chest here, where I have chest hair. My voice sort of cracks when I get angry, because they don't understand, like it's like they have a loss of words, a loss full of words, how they put it. They double back and they can't come up with something smart to say. They start to cuss, and then they talk about going to hell and stuff like that. But as a writer, I've personally or literally I've been there, or I am that. My presence. So not like winged bats or anything or winged angels. Just the teeth, the beast with a I get to smile, and my tattoo is this is the serious part. That's from Home Depot, and my glasses are better adjusted this way. So that's another way of saying hi. You just tip it, and my smile is sometimes very light. I don't apply lip balm or anything because my lips don't need it. My lips don't chap because I take care of my beard. I'm a big fan of American Idol. The the guy that he does this face and he says hallelujah when he does it. Though he points at the floor, he expects you to bow down. He expects you to get on your knees. I get it. Um, it's not really a laughing matter. It's just everybody when they talk about American Idol, everybody starts to laugh because of um, the it depends on the birds if they've been doing most of the singing. It's kind of embarrassing because they're really chirping. If they chirp too much, their heart explodes because they can't hold in the oxygen of Earth. All the pressure of the people that live here on Earth, and the insects and the infestations of a house that is a broken home. I'm sort of from a broken home. See the slant in the camera there as it slants when it sees me. Though it has to keep an eye on me. I keep an eye on it actually on the system and everything, the Xbox and the yeah. I got a haircut, so I'm not too worried about like if my hair is too long during the C virus epidemic. I keep it short. I cut it myself, and I have my mom help me trim it. Look, this one means to that the helicopter and his group of men are leaving. I saw it on video in a video game or one of those Resident Evil games. They do this when they're riding in the back seat of the helicopter and they leave. That's what that means. It doesn't mean like grab a paintbrush and start painting away. It means go away. I'm approximately around 5 feet tall. There's my beard again. There's my glasses. And I have to shave later today again. I just keep my beard trimmed for company. And I have to go to work at 12 noon today at the serve Mexican food for lots of guests. And there's gonna be lots of horchata and Jamaica and tamarindo. No one has really said a carne asada yet. That's my favorite. Though I get to say it both ways, carne asada Of course, in Spanish, carne asada. I have a Facebook, so you can look for me on there. I have a picture where I'm just kind of like this, and like slanted in my lips. That's my favorite. I saw it. I usually buy like stuff like PlayStation 5s and PlayStation 4s, Xboxes, just to look up American Idol on them. And I still play video games, though no one can stop me. Uh, it's just American Idol and the auditions, the long lines. There's my tattoo again. It doesn't mean anything specifically. I just thought I'd walk into the paint tattoo at Rialto for my dog Bailey. And I got something cute done on my cheek where a girl could kiss me on the cheek. Though I haven't gotten lucky yet. I got another one on this side. Because some people in my family, they have this sort of thing, so I thought I'd get that done on a tattoo instead of life doing all the work. So you can tell on my face that I miss some of my family members. They live in Arizona. I play Mortal Kombat. Though I'm not going to download the Aftermath episode or the DLC Aftermath for Mortal Kombat 11. That's a waste of money for me because I wasn't really into Shang Tsung and Shiva, the four-armed character, and there's another one. After the story of Raiden and Liu Kang, they came up with Shang Tsung's side of the story, and then he comes back with Shiva, and it's just RoboCop that you get to play as. And it's kind of gay, but that's pretty much television for you. There's a sun. I don't know if you could see it. Sun's gonna set. So the world turns, and then the sun, it sort of stays in the center of the universe with the rest of the planets like Pluto and Saturn and those gas planets. They all revolve around the sun, so it's gonna leave soon. The sun eventually dies. They told a child that. How can you tell a child that the sun is gonna die? They're supposed to figure that out once they build a certain set of sarcasm. You can feel the weight on my shoulders. And then there's my eyebrows again. I used to keep my eyebrows plucked. You could see it on my Facebook. They used to be really thin, and it looks sort of good under the sunlight. I'm sort of a beach sort of person. I like Jamba Juice, and I like to eat pizza. So my stomach here is like it's very stretchy. And my cousin, he's autistic, so I get the hunch sometimes. And I play Metal Gear Solid 4 on PlayStation 3. And we get to go to the movies together. We still get to enjoy the sun. There's the plants. They're sort of absorbing the YouTube vitamins from YouTube. I'm getting all that right now. So leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe. I'll be here. There's my face again, that I've been to jail. So I'm not gonna cry. It's just um, I like a good story. There's the barbecue. We're gonna have summer. We're gonna in the summer we make hot dogs and hamburgers. There's the wire. There's the light bulb. There's no way to set it up. There's just this has to be removed. It doesn't belong here. It's just it hooks up to the tent there, and then there's the rest of it. It's not connected to the poles in the distance. It's all. And the sun is like really like the sun is very like stuck in the clouds there. It doesn't know when to go away. It should be writing a book or telling those stories of gladiators and men. There's the grass again. So you could imagine all the blood. The recording sign is red, so there's a little blood in the video. I wonder how many views this is gonna get. Usually close to 0. But the video is gonna end soon, so thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a dislike, subscribe. Have a good day, good morning. I need to sneeze. My favorite character is the Villager from the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I like Lucario, Sonic, Samus, Zero Suit Samus from Metroid. I can't wait.